music given by दिखाई
Test.
Request everyone to remain standing for the national anthem of Malaysia, followed by the national anthem of India.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have pleasure in announcing the arrival of Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Muhriz, ICCR Distinguished Visitor, along with our chief guest for this evening, Yang Berhormat Tuan Yuniswaran Ramaraj, Honorable Deputy Minister of National Unity, Government of Malaysia. They are accompanied by the High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, His Excellency Shri B.N. Reddy, and other esteemed guests of honor.
Namaste, Vanakkam.
Salam Sejahtera, a very good evening.
My name is Padmini Srinivas.
And my name is Sri Balasubramaniam, and we are your hosts for today.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the High Commission of India in Kuala Lumpur and the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center, it's my immense pleasure and pride in welcoming you all for today's celebration, the 77th ICCR Day, and also the commemoration of 15 years of NSCBICC's establishment in Malaysia. I'd like to extend our welcome to our esteemed guest, Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Muhriz, our ICCR's distinguished visitor, and our chief guest of honor, YB Tuan Yuniswaran Ramaraj, the Honorable Deputy Minister of National Unity, Government of Malaysia. Thank you very much, Yang Amat Mulia and YB, for joining us today on this momentous occasion. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Dato and Datin Dr. Nablendran Kangiat Karasu, Secretary General, Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Government of Malaysia, Tan Sri Dato Dr. R. Palan, Pro-Chancellor, University of Cyberjaya, Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim, Chairman, Sutra Foundation, Dato B. Sahadevan, the Managing Director and Secretary of the National Land Finance Cooperative Society, Ms. Christina Yo, the Under-Secretary of Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Government of Malaysia, His Excellency Shri B.N. Reddy, High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, Mrs. Lalita Devi, and Madam Vijay Lakshmi Sundarajan, the Director of the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center.
Distinguished dignitaries, ICCR alumni, aid of cultural and community organizations and institutions in Malaysia, performing artists, students, parents and patrons of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center, friends from the media, officers and colleagues from the High Commission of India, Kuala Lumpur and Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center, respective guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of High Commission of India, Kuala Lumpur and Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center, I wish everyone happy ICCR Day. Indian Council for Cultural Relations, ICCR, was founded on 9th April 1950 by Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, the first Education Minister of India, with the objective of fostering and strengthening cultural relations and mutual understanding between India and the world, and to promote cultural exchanges with other countries as well as with their people.
Ladies and gentlemen, today to celebrate this grand occasion, we have amidst us the who's who from the world of Indian arts and culture in Malaysia, and we are very grateful for their kind presence here today.
We will begin the evening auspiciously with the lighting of ceremonial lamp. Ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to kindly invite Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Muhriz, ICCR distinguished visitor, our chief guest, Yang Berhormat Tuan Yuniswaran Ramaraj, Honorable Deputy Minister of National Unity, Government of Malaysia, His Excellency Shri B. N. Reddy, High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, Mrs. Lalita Devi Reddy, and Madam Vijay Lakshmi Sundarajan, Director, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center, for lighting of lamp.
I'd like to thank all our dignitaries for lighting the ceremonial lamp. I request you all to kindly take your seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request His Excellency Shri B. N. Reddy, High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, to welcome the gathering today.
Thank you very much, Padmini and Bala. A perfect combination of MCs for us this evening. Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Alabidin Ibni Tuanku Mokhris, YB Tuan Yuneshwaran Ramaraj, Deputy Minister of National Unity, Government of Malaysia, Dato Dr. Naglendran and Datin Vanitha, Secretary General of Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Tan Sri Dato Dr. R. Palan, Pro-Chancellor of University of Cyberjaya, Dato B. Sahadevan, Managing Director and Secretary of NLFCS, Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim, Chairman Sutra Foundation, distinguished alumni of ICCR, Dr. Krishna Gopal Rampal. I make a special mention of you, sir, for the contribution that you've made all these years. Distinguished heads and members of the Indian community organizations, cultural organizations, and also those representing the businesses in Malaysia. Vijay Lakshmi Sundarajan, Director, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Selamat Petang, Namaskar. Well, it's a honor and a privilege for me, as well as Lalita and Ms. Vijay Lakshmi, our Director of the Cultural Center, to welcome you all to this very important day in our calendar of the ICCR, which is the Foundation Day, 77th Foundation Day. And also, in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, it is the commemoration of the 15th anniversary of the Cultural Center, which is the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center. Little while ago, my colleague Bala, as he was introducing us this evening, mentioned about the first president of ICCR, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, and who was also then the first education minister of India. And in his vision, he mentioned and talked about it that ICCR should help establish India's whole cultural context in the context of a free India, since we're talking of the 50s when it was established, and to create better understanding among people of different countries. If you look back, I think the vision that was set out stands realized in large measure. We have a lot of road to cover, but I think we are very proud of what the achievements of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, particularly so in the efforts that is made in different countries, with about 37 countries where the ICCR has their own centers. They have truly emerged as vehicles for promotion of India's culture and heritage globally, and most importantly, what we call in forging the people-to-people connect. I think the heart of the relationship is in the people-to-people connect. I'll have an occasion to talk about it a little later. This year, as I mentioned earlier, is very special for our cultural center in Kuala Lumpur, being its commemoration of the 15th anniversary. On a very personal note, I think for me it is coming to a full circle, I call it. It was exactly in 2009 that we conceived of having this Indian Cultural Center with my then High Commissioner, Ashok Kantaji, and he had a vision to have an Indian Cultural Center in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and it was realized a year later, and then we had this then next High Commissioner, Mr. Vijay Gokhale, who was able to steer, and for the first establishment of the ICC was at Cap Square, if you know of it. It's not very far from here. It is at the Cap Square where Dr. Karan Singh, the then president of ICCR, and also the then Malaysia's Minister of Human Resources, Tan Sri Dr. Subramaniam, came to jointly inaugurate the Indian Cultural Center in 2010. So it is a journey that is well traveled, if I have to say, a journey where the recipe was very much right here in the environment in which the Culture Center was born. I mean, the answer is very simple. It is Malaysia's thriving cultural landscape, which is unparalleled, and the Indian community, the cultural associations and organizations are playing a pioneering role already by then in promoting the Indian traditions, art and culture in different parts of Malaysia with its diversity and variety in abundance. The passion that is exhibited by the artists, gurus in Malaysia is really outstanding. And the commitment to promote the culture is really inspiring for us. It is during my second tour of duty, I went on to discover much more the depth and also the range of the diversity that exists in the cultural landscape of Malaysia, which is truly, I think a role model for the world. Malaysia is a country in promoting this richness of culture in all its forms. It is here I'd like to recall the words of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, not long ago. It was just in February this year when he visited and addressing the Indian community along with Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia, Yang Muhammad Berhormat Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. This is where Prime Minister Modi ji said, I quote, Malaysia has the second largest Indian community in the world. It is remarkable the way he was addressing the Indian community, you preserved traditions over centuries. There is so much that that connects India and Malaysia and the hearts of the people of the two countries. You are a living bridge that links us, unquote. I think it really conveys the sense of appreciation that the leadership of India has for the warmth and affection as well as the rich cultural diversity that exists here in Malaysia. In a sense, if I look back again, it is the Indian Cultural Center which has been aspiring to reinvigorate this India's connect with the diversity of India present in Malaysia in multiple dimensions. Since its establishment, in fact, I must add a anecdote here. As we were preparing as you make notes, many times they call the cabinet note, where you have to make a proposal to your government and say that we need an approval for this proposal. So we were making a similar proposal in 2008 with my then High Commissioner that we should have an Indian Cultural Center in Kuala Lumpur. And the question that was asked to us was, well, you see such a thriving Indian culture, people are well connected, why do you need one? Why don't we just work with them? It is here we said, okay, work with them. I think we must have an institution of India, of ICCR here. And it is here and to serve as an umbrella organization and to partner with the cultural bodies which are existing already in Malaysia. I think it is this message which actually was taken very seriously, and then finally we got an approval to establish the center at Cap Square. That was 15, 16 years ago. Well, I think in its journey over the years, we traveled a long road, and I'm sure we'll have some visuals of that later. But a recent one example which will exemplify this role of the Indian Cultural Center in Kuala Lumpur. Firstly, when Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji visited in February this year, we had this Salamat Datang Modi ji Indian Community event. It is here the ICC, our director, Vijay Lakshmi, and our team collaborated with 49 dance schools in Malaysia, as well as the community organizations, to present an extraordinary Swagatam dance performance, where close to 800 Indian and Malaysian dancers created a powerful visual symphony to welcome both the Prime Ministers. And here, this was a very specially curated dance presentation because it was showcasing India's vast cultural mosaic through the classical and folk dance traditions, including various things like Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Kathak, Kuchipudi, Kathakali. Then we also had Mohiniyattam, Yakshagana, Lavani, Punjabi and Rajasthani dances. So it really covered the entire spectrum, I would say a large spectrum of India's kind of cultural milieu. And also got into the Malaysian Book of Records, which is again a remarkable achievement. And I do recall sitting very close to our two leaders, both the Prime Ministers. Initially they were not clear for a minute or so. They thought they're actually seeing a visual on a big screen. But tell you the truth, it is Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. He held Prime Minister Modi's hand and said, look, this side. And then the dancers were performing inside the hall. And then, of course, it was such a wonderful thing that, Prime Minister Modi knew that we will have a dance performance, some of a kind, but it is not the scale, of course, was magnificent enough. So, in his speech, he said, I quote again Prime Minister Modi ji, he said, we have just seen a record-setting cultural performance, more than 800 dancers in perfect harmony. This performance will be remembered by our people for years to come. I congratulate you. I congratulate all the performers, unquote. So it was truly very inspiring. The moment the event was over, both the Prime Ministers rushed to the gallery where the dancers were performing and were able to greet them. I think it is this dimension where serving ICC Cultural Center truly as an umbrella organization to bring everyone together and serve as a little sort of supporting tool in furthering the ambitions and goals and objectives with which those organizations in Malaysia wish to move forward. So in this context, I want to also mention that we also have several dance schools, as I said earlier. I've had the opportunity of visiting many of them, not just in KL, but in all many cities of Malaysia. What is the most remarkable development I see it in the 15, 16 years is that it is my conviction, and I see it happening, no longer the students aspiring to learn Indian classical dance and art forms need to look for a guru outside Malaysia. They have gurus right here. And it is this singular achievement, I think, that is remarkable. And this is truly, I call the dedication, a reflection of the dedication and commitment of several gurus. I'm very happy that many of them are here. I really, with my folded hands, I pay my respects to you, because it is you who have been able to allow this to thrive here, and this is where we salute your contribution in making that particular dimension a reality. Well, distinguished colleagues and friends, and let me add here, let me divert a little bit we have these 37 cultural centers globally, I mentioned. I must put on record that over the last several months, Indian Cultural Center in Kuala Lumpur has been having a #1 position. That means they have rankings, different parameters, and I want to truly acknowledge the contribution of our director and all the members of the ICC here, including Smita, Bala, of course, all other colleagues who are there. Both the Indian dancers who are also present here with us. They have been really working hard to improve the quality of the engagement, quality of the performances, and remaining alive to the requirements of the local, let's say, cultural institutions, and working with them. I think it is truly remarkable, and again, my personal appreciation to the director and all the members of the ICC for this. The second, of course, is now, as part of the expansion, the ICC is working with the other state in Malaysia. For example, they have been working with the Kumpulan Selandang Perak, which is the Perak State Government's dance troupe, and the Greentown Indian Cultural Society, IPO. In fact, they launched a 3-month outreach program where they have every Wednesday, and they're having this since December last year. The state dancers and musicians of Perak are trained by the Indian Cultural Center. And the first of its class, as I said, was started in December last year, where several enthusiastic dance students from Ipoh came to Kuala Lumpur to be trained themselves in the Carnatic vocal music basics, and then now the Kathak, the hand movements and the gestures from the teachers of the Indian Cultural Center. Now all the students, they will be performing at an event being organized in Ipoh next month, and they will be showcasing whatever they have learnt on Carnatic vocal as well as the Kathak dance and other let's say attributes that they've learned. So this is an outreach program we are doing, again with closely working with MOTAC on several other fronts. So this will be extended to other states also. In case you have any suggestions to engage with the other state government and their dance or their cultural academies, we'll be very happy to receive your recommendations and suggestions. Similarly, now ICC has also been serving as a center for promoting the traditional systems of Indian medicine. We've had several events, workshops to promote this Ayurveda and Siddha systems of medicine, which are already very popular in Malaysia among several people. Our 2 teachers of Indian culture, of yoga and Kathak, they are currently teaching at a center. We have membership of 100 yoga students and 75 for Kathak. And we have a third, the Carnatic vocal teacher is just returned back. We're going to have a new one joining us soon. We're also holding free Hindi classes because language promotion is also a new plank which the ICC has undertaken. There are about 75 students currently learning Hindi language here at the Cultural Center. In addition, I think regular classes which are held, the ICC is also organizing what they call free workshops in yoga and Kathak as short introductory courses. For example, yoga workshop on stress management, meditation and mindfulness. Because these days, I think stress management is the most challenging part. We need to have non-medical devices and tools and methodologies to do this. Similarly, there's a workshop on yoga for senior citizens or persons with physical infirmities. Then also there's a workshop on Rabindra Nritya, then workshop on semi-classical dance in Bollywood, introduction to Kathak. So it's a kind of where classical dance also merges with the semi-classical and other things. In fact, there's also a newsletter of the ICC every month, wherein they bring out all the aspects what they're doing. So in a sense, our activities are widening. This is where I think we would be very happy to receive your suggestions from time to time, if any, so that we can further make our programs more and more sort of in tune with the requirements and expectations here. Well, similarly on the scholarship front, when our Honorable Prime Minister was here, an announcement was made, we will have Thiruvalluvar scholarships for Malaysia, and they will be implemented shortly, in addition to the existing scholarships of the ICCR, apart from the academics, they're also into cultural exchange as well as dance and music. For example, Lata Mangeshkar Dance and Music Scholarship Scheme. They're all there. I encourage you to kindly disseminate this information so that more and more students can avail of them in India. And again, this is in continuation of several hundred Malaysian students who have availed the scholarships. So this dissemination, we believe, would attract more of the students to join into these schemes. Well, before I conclude, I would like to put on record this fact that during the last 2 years or so, with the visits of both the Prime Ministers to each other's countries, with the Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia to India in August 2024, and Honorable Prime Minister of India to Malaysia in February this year, then with the signing of the cooperation in the field of culture, arts and heritage between MOTAC, that is the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture of Malaysia, and Ministry of Culture of India, we now have much greater cultural alignment and collaboration taking place, and I'm very confident that this will go further. I want to also place on record our deep appreciation to Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, MOTAC. Madam Christina is here representing the ministry here, for their very active support in promoting various events. Here, there are several very specific, I would say, promotions that are taking place even in India. Very recently, we've had, I'm just quoting some of them. For example, we have had Padma Shri Datu Ramli Ibrahim taking the Radhe Radhe, his own production to India, to 3 cities under the ICCR support. And we also had Tunku Yang Amat Mulyato Tunku Zain visiting India and under the Distinguished Visitors Program. Thank you very much, Tunku, for your kind acceptance of this and making yourself available for this important initiative that we felt quite happy that it went to your satisfaction. And there are several other dance troupes which have visited India, including Kalpana, then to Temple of Fine Arts and many others. We will continue to encourage so that it is a two-way flow of both our sides, and this is where we receive very active support also from MOTAC on several occasions. With these words, I'd like to conclude and say that your support and your collaboration is very important for ICC to move forward, and truly I believe that the vision of our founder of ICCR, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, is steadily getting implemented, and I'm sure wherever his soul is, he must be feeling happy about ICC's global contribution in several ways. Once again, I want to thank all of you for joining on this momentous occasion. Thank you. Terima kasih. Dhanyawad.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for sharing your profound insights. We are grateful for your constant guidance, support and encouragement in our NSCBICC's work. We hope to make 2026-27 another productive and memorable year for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us enjoy a brief video presentation, snapshots of the NSCBICC initiatives from the time of its inception till date.
distinguished guests, that were an eventful and memorable 15 years of the Cultural Center. Sincere thanks to all of you who have made this possible for us. Thank you very much once again on our behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, next we bring to you a short video on Swagatam. In a breathtaking display, Swagatam dance was performed by nearly 800 Indian and Malaysian artists as part of the Selamat Datang Modi event, which was held in honor of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, on 7th of February this year at the Mines Resort. This cultural spectacle represented one of the largest coordinated Indian classical and folk dance presentations ever staged in Malaysia, which showcased all kinds of dance forms from India, including Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Kathak, Kuchipudi, Kathakali, Mohiniyattam, Yakshagana, Lavani, Punjabi, and Rajasthani. The specially curated performance underlined the depth of the bilateral ties between the two countries and the shared commitment of both countries to strengthen people-to-people relations. The performance, as already shared by His Excellency, entered the Malaysian Book of Records as the largest traditional Indian dance performance ever. We bring to you a glimpse of Swagatam.
Swagatam, Suswagatam, Vasudeva Kudupagam. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to NSCBICC team, led by Director Ms. Vidya Lakshmi Sundarajan, under the guidance of His Excellency Shri D.N. Reddy, High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, for the coordination of the whole event. To the heads and students of various cultural associations in Malaysia who were part of this memorable event. Our sincere thanks to each and every one of you who participated both on stage and behind the scene for your effort in making this event a grand success.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure in inviting our chief guest, YB Tuan Yuneshwaran Ramaraj, the Honorable Deputy Minister of National Unity, Government of Malaysia, to deliver his special address on this occasion.
Thank you to both amazing MCs. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Salam Perpaduan, Salam Malaysia Madani. And His Excellency, Mr. B. Reddy, High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, Ms. Lalita Devi Reddy, Dato Technologies Dr. Nagulendran, our Secretary General from MOTEC, Datin Wanita Nagulendran, Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Adin Ibn Tunku Mulkris, the ICCR's distinguished visitor programs, Dato B. Sahadevan, Managing Director, Secretary NLF FCS, Ms. Vijayalakshmi Sundarajan, Director Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center, Tan Sri Dato Dr. R. Palan, Pro-Chancellor, the University of Sabujaya, Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim, Chairman of Sutra Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, again, very good evening to everyone. I guess our High Commissioner has completed all the speeches, so I think I will go my last speeches in case. Because you have covered everything today. And I'm very proud, sir, because I'd like to acknowledge here, I'm seeing you're doing amazing and a remarkable job in Malaysia, connecting the both countries, cultural and in various programs and activities. And I'm glad I'm invited today and expressing my heartfelt thanks to the organizer to be part of this beautiful occasion. Congratulations to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center in Kuala Lumpur on this occasion of this 15th anniversary. Over the years, it has played a vital role in promoting India's rich and diverse cultural heritage abroad, while fostering meaningful and multi-layered cultural exchange between people of India in Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia is truly unique. We are home of more than 34 million people, shaped by more than 200 ethnic groups and speaking more than 130 languages and dialects, and practicing diverse faiths and traditions. We are not a melting pot where differences are fade away, but salad bowl where each community retains its identity while enriching whole Malays, Chinese, Indians, the indigenous people of Sabah and Sarawak, and many others. Each community is an essential thread in the fabric of our nation, woven together by shared history and shared hope. Yet unity does not happen in its own. It is not something we can take for granted or assume it will exist. Unity must be nurtured in our homes, our schools, our workplace, our communities, in our daily lifestyles and practices. In a world increasingly marked by uncertainty, misinformation and social tension, harmony, unity and stability remain Malaysia's greatest strength. When unity is strong, trust grows, opportunities expand, and our economy, communities move forward together. But when the unity is weakened, even small misunderstanding can deepen divides and strain the social fabrics that bind us together. That is why the unity is merely not a slogan or a policy, it is a shared responsibility as a Malaysian. Each of us has a role to play in choosing empathy over suspicion, dialogue over division, and respect over resentment. Only by doing so we can ensure that Malaysia remain peaceful, resilient, and united generations to come. Malaysia's strength lies in the diversity. Our multicultural, multi-religious society is a rich tapestry woven from the thread of various traditions, beliefs, and practices. Ladies and gentlemen, this year Ministry of Unity has made a new commitment to work together and work towards Negara Bangsa as a shared journey that shapes who we are and who we aspire to become. Nation state is not something that can be legislated or enforced. It is something that must be lived and felt. It is not the responsibility of the government alone, but a shared journey that belongs to every Malaysian across generations, community and beliefs. At its heart, Negara Bangsa is about building trust, trust that our differences are respected, our voices are heard, and that beyond our diversity, there exists, in Malay it says, perkongsian identity bersama, a shared Malaysian identity that binds us together. We shall remember that peace, unity, stability and harmony are the fundamental pillars of our nation's development. For this vision to succeed, meaningful interactions between communities is essential. Unity cannot grow in isolation or silence. It grows when we listen to one another, when we engage with empathy, and when we create a safe space for dialogue and understanding. The ministry's focus this year is to ensure that no community feels invisible, unheard or left behind. Because a nation can only stand strong when every citizen feels truly belong. The corporate sector and non-governmental organizations are vital partners in this effort. Businesses shapes daily experiences through inclusive workplace, fair opportunities, responsible leaderships. NGOs grounded in communities serves as bridges, addressing misunderstandings, nurturing trust, strengthening social bonds at the grassroots levels. When the government, private sectors, civil society move forward together with sincerity and purpose, unity becomes more than policy, it becomes a way of life of our nation. The Ministry of National Unity launched the Harmony Madani initiative in 2024 as a sustained effort to nurture harmony and unity among Malaysians. This year, the initiative will be continued and further strengthened through more comprehensive and impactful approaches. This is because harmony is not merely an added value, but a fundamental pillars in building a strong, stable and prosperous state. Through the Harmony Madani initiative, we are committed to strengthening mutual understanding, fostering closer relationship among diverse community. At this moment, I would like to also congratulate the most amazing High Commissioner for continue working on all efforts, and I can see that you're putting so much effort to unite the people and the grassroots. In fact, I would say you are doing an amazing job helping our ministry to unite the people. It was a great, because I am seeing him doing an amazing job even before I become a deputy minister. And there's one thing I really would like to say, that he's called me one time and he called me and Wabi Prabha and say, remember, you are the future of this nation. And he be friends with everyone. You know, he's a very senior and very respected diplomat officer. But I really appreciate the gesture that you encourage a young politician like us to continue to serve. And he have committed, and all the High Commission staffs, madam, everyone are doing an amazing job helping build these nations together and stand together with our Indian community especially. And I can see Dr. Ramli is here, you know, the icon of diversity is here, how they are promoting and market Malaysia throughout the country and other, I mean, recently back from India, it's amazing. I've never been to Jaipur and all this part. I think I will get a chance to go. And the great leaders are here who are tirelessly working towards bring peoples together. I think this is the most difficult ministry that I am in right now. To be very honest, it is not easy. You know, you can unite, it is even hard to unite a same community. How much more to unite a different community in Malaysia. It is not easy. And all such programs, this kind of social activities, cultural programs, really instill the value of true human being, respect one another, love one another, care for one another. So I really, again, I would like to thank our High Commissioner, Mr. B.N. Reddy ji. You are doing an amazing job with your team here, with all those members of the society. As we come to a close of this wonderful cultural event, we carry with us the vibrant colors, rhythm and tradition that beautifully reflect the richness and diversity of India's heritage. I would like to thank again because when I met our High Commissioner, before we met the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, he said, I told him that, sir, can you arrange us to meet the Indian Prime Minister? He said, okay, let's work together. So when we managed, I think they managed to organize, but unfortunately there are unforeseen circumstances when the Malaysian ASEAN time, we're not able to make it. But he is the man of word. He made it to unite all the ministers and Indian MPs to meet Narendra Modi ji, privately have a teh tarik and kacang. That was amazing. Thank you, sir, again for that. And we saw, it was a very remarkable moment for myself as a young MP or minister here. So again, let us take this spirit forward, continuing to celebrate and share these traditions while strengthening the bonds of friendship and understanding among us. May events like this serve as a bridge between people and cultures, bringing us closer together in appreciation of our shared humanity. Thank you all for being part of this memorable occasion, and I wish you a very pleasant evening. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Salam Malaysia Madani. Nandri Wanakkam, Sastrika, Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Yang Berhormat Tuan, for those insightful and inspiring words. We truly appreciate you taking the time from your busy schedule to grace today's celebrations. Your remarks on fostering cultural relations and strengthening international friendship have set a wonderful tone for today's event, highlighting the importance of soft power in diplomacy. We are now presenting before you a rhythmic yoga presentation in which we will combine different asanas and movements with the rhythm of music. It will showcase a beautiful blend of body balance, flexibility and concentration, making the performance not only physically engaging but also mentally calming, harmonious and graceful. Presenting a rhythmic yoga presentation by Ms. Janista Samaria, teacher of Indian Culture Yoga, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Culture Center, along with her students.
ఆకాశలింగమై ఆవరించరా ఢమఢమఢమని డమరుగని కలిపి చడదని వదిలించరా శ్రీవాయులింగమై సంచరించరా అడుగడుగడుగున గణనడుగున నిలిచి చలనవి కలిగించరా పద్మం చేసే అసురునే అగ్నిలింగమై ప్రవికార వరదై ముంచై జనలింగమై ఘోరా వనమై సఫలమౌ భూలింగమై పరమిడరా జగమే నడిపే పంచభూతలింగేశ్వర కర్పించరా శివ శివ శంకర హర హర శంకర జయ జయ శంకర దిగిరారా ప్రియ తాండవ శంకర ప్రకట శుభంకర ప్రణయ భయంకర దిగిరారా విశ్వేశలింగమై కనికరించరా వినిలింతమునిక బలబలబల కలిపి కముగమి కురిపించరా రామేశలింగమని మహిమ చూపరా పలుసుమపులగని అభయముని నిమితము సతతము అందించరా గమనం వినడం స్వాపరా కాళహస్తిలింగేశ్వర ప్రాణం నీవై అమలింగనం మీరా జగలో కొలువై శివ శంకర హర హర శంకర జయ జయ శంకర దిగిరారా శంకర ప్రకట శుభంకర ప్రణయ భయంకర దిగిరారా శివ శివ హర హర జయ జయ దిగిరారా ప్రియ తాండవ శంకర ప్రకట శుభంకర ప్రణయ భయంకర దిగిరారా
Wow, what amazing flexibility, concentration, body balance. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Ms. Danishta Samaria, the teacher of Indian culture yoga, and her students for this very engaging presentation. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the experience sharing session. I'm very honored that we are first joined by young Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al Abidin Ibn Tuanku Bubris, an advocate for constitutional restoration and institutional reform in Malaysia. Young Amat Mulia Tunku Zain is the founding president of the Institute for Democracy and Economic Affairs Ideas, a think tank seeking public policy solutions based on the principles of rule, law, liberty and justice. Under the ICCR's Distinguished Visitors Program, Tunku visited universities, think tanks and other institutions in Chennai, Puducherry, Mumbai, New Delhi, Agra and Bengaluru. He also met the Director General of ICCR, Ms. Nandini Singla, and discussed ways to boost India-Malaysia cooperation in cultural exchanges, higher education and also youth engagement. I have pleasure in inviting young Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al Abidin Ibn Tuanku Bubris to share his experience he had in India as a distinguished ICCR visitor.
Thank you very much. I think after that very flexible yoga performance, my speech will be very stiff by comparison. But it's such an honor to be here. Your Excellency, High Commissioner, and Madam Lalita, YB Deputy Minister, Datuk Secretary General, Datin, Padma Shri, Datuk Ramli, Tan Sri Palan, Datuk Sahadeva, and Madam Director. I must start the speech with actually two apologies. My first apology is that after my amazing trip to India, which is my first time, I did not meet you yet, High Commissioner, until today. It's because of the sheer volume of events this year, because I came back from India and then I was in Munich, and then I came back, it was Ramadan and Chinese New Year and Hari Raya. So now, the open house season is coming to an end, and finally able to catch up with you. So this session is very timely. But that leads to my second apology, which is that I was frantically trying to write my speech in the car. I failed to do so. And after hearing the speeches by High Commissioner and Deputy Minister, I think that would have been a futile exercise anyway. What I will do instead is to just share some of the memories I've had from that trip to India. So I'll start by, of course, saying, namaste, vanakkam, and a very good evening. My trip to India came actually after what was a long time after the invitation that was issued by ICCR through the High Commission. And I finally found the time to do so in January, and that was the right time. The weather, I think, was very favorable, and I enjoyed very good climate, but it was the climate of so many other things that made India so special. I was grateful to start my trip in Chennai, because that's where I think, being Malaysian, that's sort of culturally the most familiar place in India. Tamil speaking, and some of the dances and the food is familiar. And I was also very privileged to be accompanying the delegation from Sutra Foundation. Padma Shri Datuk Ramli was there, and I helped to launch an art exhibition called Let 1,000 Flowers Bloom, which is all about Malaysian and Indian artists coming together to show, or to sort of symbolize the dance of Odyssey through art and through photography. That was a wonderful event attended by many people from both countries. Datuk Ramli danced as well. And I think that event really showed me how tangible, how sort of deep the cultural connection between Malaysia and India really is. And it's not just a shared appreciation of culture, but it's a shared history as well. High Commissioner was just talking about all the Sanskrit words that were coming out, right, tonight, and there's so many, of course, many more Sanskrit words that are shared. The fact a lot of our folk traditions, our shadow puppets, have drawn stories from the subcontinent, and also the music, right? The royal court instruments, especially in the northern states, in Malaysia now. The Nobat, I think, also has Indian origins. And so that trip to Chennai was sort of very beautifully sort of wrapped up, because we all went to the fabric store, Sundari Silk, and I got 3 bags of silk. Yes, I think that really symbolized sort of the weaving together of the two cultures. From there we went to Puducherry. I saw Kaliyattam for the first time, and I think that was very deeply moving to see this sort of narrative of the goddess Kali overcoming evil, and managed to meet Datuk Ramli's very good friend Lalit Vala over there, and that was a very unique experience. And of course in Puducherry there's a bit of that French influence there as well. From Puducherry, from the east coast, I went to the west. I was in Mumbai, and there, obviously, that's where some of the more British legacy of architecture is. And there, I really got to meet some really interesting universities and think tanks. The University of Bombay, the Gateway House think tank, and I think that it was getting an appreciation of the opportunities for greater diplomacy and greater sort of cooperation in what is really a very interesting, well, not interesting, that's a very neutral word, a very ugly situation in global geopolitics today. And so for Malaysia, for a small country like Malaysia, of course, last year we were chair of ASEAN, and I think that gave us a lot of visibility given our small size, but I think it also highlighted how important it is to do deeper diplomacy with India in the context of, number one, sort of intra-ASEAN disagreement sometimes on some issues which India can lend a helping hand as to how to deal with certain conflicts. Number two, of course, being a very important player in that tension between the US and China as well. And as I got to meet think tanks both in Mumbai and Delhi and then Bangalore, one constant feature that sort of emerged is how similar we are in terms of our institutions, right? Constitutional democracy, parliamentary system, and a federal setup as well. Of course, India is, more than 10 times bigger, well, 20 times bigger in terms of size, in terms of population. But those ingredients, I think, lent itself to thinking about how think tanks and civil society can work together in those common frameworks and being able to understand those common frameworks and obviously understanding the English language as well in order to develop sort of better public policy solutions, better public policy frameworks that both countries are facing. Foreign policy is a tough thing. No two countries will agree with each other on every issue. But I think, in the case of India and Malaysia, I think the sheer volume of cultural exchange, and my goodness, we saw the video just now, so many events, right? I mean, congratulations, Madam Director, on such an amazing volume of events. And I think, that shared cultural experience sort of enables much better, smoothens out, right, some of the more difficult, diplomatic issues that may arise. So that's really what I managed to, to observe in India. In terms of sport, I managed to play squash. In Delhi, I managed to play tennis, and I saw your amazing cricket fields in the ovals in Chennai and the oval in Mumbai, where all these T20 things are going on. And I have to say that in my state of Negeri Sembilan, cricket has a long tradition there, which is maybe, going up and down, but I think, the inspiration of Indian cricket is really something that can be, be used to revive that tradition as well. Of course, as president of the Squash Association in Negeri Sembilan, I've welcomed your squash players to Seremban and seen them, beat all the Malaysians. So, congratulations on that. I had the pleasure of course, meeting the Director General of ICCR, Madam Nantini, and I want to thank my 3 liaison officers who took very, very good care of me, Mr. Pradeep, Ms. Renu, and Mr. Latwal. They really, really took care of me. I think for any first-time visit to India, the experience is going to be amazing. The smells, the sights, the sounds, the physical, manifestations of being there. But I think ICCR really elevated that experience for me. And I think, as I mentioned in my short video that I did for ICCR, it's such a wonderful tool for soft diplomacy, and I'm very, very grateful. And I need to go back because I need to go to Amritsar and Jaipur and Hyderabad and Assam and Darjeeling. So, inshallah, I will go back. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yang Amat Mulia Tunku. It was a honor to hear about your time in India as an ICCR distinguished visitor. Your insights into the country's rich cultural heritage and your experiences during the visit were truly inspiring. We are grateful for the unique perspective you shared on strengthening ties between our nations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring to you Omkara Karini. She is the goddess who is of exalting beauty and who is the manifestation of Om. She is the fearless warrior goddess who wields a myriad weapons and who slayed the evil demon Pandasura, restoring peace to the realm of the Devas. She is one who was born out of the Yajna performed by Saint Agastya. She is the eternal mother who breathed life back into Manmata after he was burned to ashes by Lord Shiva. She is Devi, she is Shakti, she is Lalita Tripura Sundari. I pay options to the Divine Mother who protects and liberates all her devotees. To bring to you Omkara Karini, we are joined by Miss Ambika Nagulendran from Kalpana Dance Theatre. Omkara Karini is set in Ragam Lavangi and Aditadam, a composition of the great Carnatic musician and composer, the legend, late Dr. Balamurali Krishna.
Madahangkara
Ambika Nagarajan for that wonderful performance.
We're happy to share that the proud parents are here. Ambika Nagarajan's parents are here, Dato and Datin. Thank you, Ms. Ambika, once again for this wonderful performance.
Sutra Foundation, under the leadership of Padma Shri Dr. Ramli Ibrahim, represented Malaysia to take part in ICCR's 11th India International Dance and Music Festival held at Prof. C. Mehta Auditorium, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. Sutra Foundation featured their recent successful Odyssey production, Radhi Radhi, The Sweet Surrender, Radha's Eternal Longing Mates, Krishna's Divine Leela. Organized by ICCR Subzonal Office Ahmedabad in collaboration with the Office of International Affairs, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, the festival truly celebrated cultural harmony and artistic excellence, beside offering students an immersive experience of international dance traditions. Adding joy to the festival, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda signed a MOU with Sutra Foundation to strengthen collaboration in the field of performing arts. To share more about his experience at the 11th India International Dance and Music Festival, I would like to invite Padma Shri Dr. Ramli Ibrahim, Chairman of Sutra Foundation, to the stage.
His Excellency Shri B.N. Reddy, High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, Yang Amat Mulia Tengku Zain, YB Unishwaran, Deputy Minister of National Unity, esteemed dignitaries, my colleagues, gurus and dancers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me to share my experience with ICCR, and I must say, I've just come back this morning from a very wonderful opening exhibition at the India Habitat Center of the very exhibition that was launched by Tengku Zain and our very beloved former High Commissioner T.S. Murthy, Tirumurthy in Chennai. So my relationship in a way with ICCR goes almost 40 years ago, and I can still remember in 1987 being at Rashtrapati Bhavan together with P.P. Narayanan at the launch of the Asian Relations Conference organized by Rajiv Gandhi. And he was talking with 6 others, which include the President Venkataraman, Rajiv Gandhi, and many other dignitaries. And I think this was done 40 years later, since 1947, when Nehru launched also the Asian Relation Conference to inspire the Asian leaders in their nationalistic rise to claim the Asian civilization. So that was a time when the part when PP come down to make his speech, he fell. And I remembered him getting up, and I remembered very clearly because I was behind Kamala Devi Chattopadhyaya. And PP then said, "Thank God it's not a great fall." And I was traveling with PP because he was also the chairman of the Sri Aurobindo Society of Pondicherry. And I then said, and of course this is all organized by ICCR, and I said to him, I'm very good at massaging your ankle, and I did. And for all that time, he was having to lean on me, and I was able to meet the wonderful leaders of Asia, including Ali Shahbana, and of course that was the first time I met up with Lalit Mansingh, and well, many others, and established my relationship with some of the greats of India, and that includes people like Kapila Vatsyayanji, whom I respected very much. And Kapila ji, when he was here, I was able to host her in my house, just both of us. And it was a time, a change of government. And I think Kapila ji was in a way going, well, I mean, her time is over. And I said, Kapila ji, how do you feel about this? And she said that, Ramli, I had many things happened on my dining table, include Maulana Azad Khan establishing the ICCR at my dining table. So what is it now? You know, things go up and down, and it's part of life. So that's the thing I felt about that connection with some of the great pioneers of India. And I am extremely, how do you say, I cannot express how indebted I am with ICCR, because it was ICCR that enabled me to perform almost 60 cities of India. From Ludhiana, I actually met someone from Ludhiana in the plane today, and he cannot believe that when he said that I'm from Ludhiana. I said, I have performed in Ludhiana, and of course, Chandigarh University, which we performed really literally this year in January. But to Tanjore, to Trivandrum, to Imphal, you know, all the places, and it is the ICCR officers who looked after us. And when we are performing at Chandigarh University, but it was not organized by ICCR, but I remembered the ICCR officer who had been there 30 years ago is there, and they are so particular about servicing the artists. And this is where I feel that there is an absolute respect for artists by the art bureaucrats of India through the ICCR. And this is a really truly wonderful thing. Now, I mean, of course, there had been such incredible trips through the largesse of the ICCR, because truly they've lived that idea of arts being the pinnacle of the soft cultural diplomacy is everything, and especially in this present conflict of the world that we're having. It is the arts and culture that is going to sustain the moral and the morale of human being of the world. So this year in January itself, you know, we were supposed to take Maniti Chakrawala with Tan Sri Mazlan Othman, but unfortunately she fell and broke her ankle, not at Annapurna camp where she had just come back from, but at a mall in in Stockholm. So I had to make a change to have a Radhe Radhe there. Fortunately, that happened. And we perform in Mansare Park with a huge audience of almost 5,000 to 6,000 people. And there was Nalini Singla, who met me for the first time. And Your Excellency, she actually shook my hand and said, "Now I understand why you've got a Padma Shri." So I remembered that. And then we take it to Chandigarh University, which is really an immense university, which is in a way a university that, the late Dinanath Party had also been. And I was so happy to be at the MSU University Vadodara, because that was my good friend Chandrasekhar, Sri Chandrasekhar, the late Sri Chandrasekhar, who is from Kalakshetra, had been the head of the Performing Arts Department. And I was sitting together with the Rajmata, who remembered that we had performed there more than 15 years ago. So the signing of the MOU between the university and Sutra Foundation was a total surprise for me. But I was very happy to be in this university, because that's where I met the great artists like Ghulam Muhammad Sheikh and many. And I was taken to the wonderful palace and see the whole collection of Ravi Varma there. So, and then, the dancers left back for Malaysia, whereas I, Shivaraja, and Ravi, who had just finished a film on Radha Unbound, a documentary of our tour at the making of Radhe Radhe, came to meet up with Tunku Zain, as he was going to open the exhibition, and the rest is history. So what is important for me to share with you is this double celebration of ICCR, which is really a cultural institution that has lived a fantastic life, taking that soft cultural policy, diplomacy, to greater and greater heights. But at the same time, I was there together with a lot of you also at the opening of the ICC, when Pooja Kapoor was going for it, and also the former High Commissioner Vijay Gokhale, bringing in the wonderful His Excellency Karan Singh, who had been also such a cultured man. And I know this because I had been to dinner with him, and as usual I was late, but he was actually singing Khayal accompanied by a tabla player, and I was just incredibly impressed by the culture that no wonder he is so respected as what he is. He is actually. So he had a very strong connection with Pondicherry, because the temple, the Shiva temple, he was a patron of the Shiva temple, so he goes to Pondicherry often. So this is a real people-to-people connect that I feel both for the ICCR and the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center. And it is really a wonderful thing that the Indian Cultural Center has become that umbrella for all of us. And as what YB Vinishwaran was saying, that even in one ethnic group, it's so difficult to get together, but we need that neutral umbrella to function together and express not just the creativity, but working together as exemplified by the 800 dancers performing for Modi ji. With that, I just wanted to say that, you know, the Indian government has given Malaysia an incredible array of very sensitive high commissioners, from Veena Sikri to Ashok Anta to Vijay Gokhale, to you, to, you know, and we all are so thankful that this we have a whole years to be able to bloom. So many flowers bloom also during the time when the bureaucrat is able to understand the problems and the challenges with artists, because they are here as the face of the nation. With that, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dato. It is truly inspiring to hear you reflect on your experience at the festival. We wish you many more such wonderful experiences. Next, we bring you a Kathak performance. The first presentation is a trio Kathak performance based on a musical composition by Guru Sandip Malik. This piece highlights the technique foundation of Kathak and includes elements such as tar, traditional tukda, tihai, gindi, and intricate footwork. Through rhythm, precision, and graceful movement, the purity and structure of the Kathak tradition will be showcased. We welcome Ms. Priyadarshini Sanyal, teacher of Indian Culture Kathak, NSCBICC, and she will be accompanied by her students for this performance.
Thank you very much, Ms. Priyadarshini, and to her students from the NSCBICC for this beautiful performance. Ladies and gentlemen, to continue with our experience sharing session, we are now joined by Vihara Arts Malaysia. ICC Malaysia and Vihara Arts Malaysia presented Ramayana Festival Tour to India, a cultural production under the creative artistic direction of Master Kunaratnam Velayudam. Directed by Sri Master Munishwaran Palsamy, the production featured performances in Delhi, Bhopal, Chitrakoot, celebrating the timeless epic of Ramayana through captivating performances, traditional artistry, and cross-cultural collaboration. To share more about his experience of the production and the performances in India, I would now like to invite Master Munishwaran Palsamy, the founding member of Vihara Arts, onto the stage, please.
Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tunku Muhriz, Datuk Dr. Naguledran, Datin Wanita Naguledran, Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Arpalan, Padma Shri Datuk Abdul Ibrahim, Datuk B. Sahadevan, His Excellency Mr. B.N. Reddy, Mrs. Lalita Devi Reddy, and Miss Vijayalakshmi Sundarajan. Distinguished guests, respected organizers, fellow artists, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of Vihara Arts Malaysia, it is truly an honor to share our experience of performing at the International Ramayana Festival in Madhya Pradesh, India last year. We are deeply grateful that Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center, Kuala Lumpur, selected Vihara Arts to represent Malaysia at this prestigious festival organized by Department of Culture, Government of Madhya Pradesh. Our delegation consisted of 10 members, 9 Bharatanatyam teachers of Vihara Arts and 1 crew member. For us, this was not merely a performance tour, but a spiritual and cultural journey that allowed us to reconnect with the living legacy of the Ramayana, one of the most revered epics in the world. Our first performance was in Bhopal, a city known for its serenity and cultural richness. When we arrived, the city was celebrating Navaratri, and we were immediately captivated by the vibrant decorations, the festive atmosphere, and the magnificent idols of Devis displayed throughout the city. the devotion and the celebration surrounding the festival created a truly sacred ambience to our performance. We were scheduled to perform at the beautiful Muktakash Open Theatre in Ravindra Bhawan, Bhopal. The organizers were exceptionally professional and attentive, and the stage setup was absolutely magnificent. Standing on that stage, representing Malaysia and sharing the story of Ramayana through Bharatanatyam was a moment of immense pride for all of us. Our next destination was Chitrakoot, which required a 16-hour journey by van from Bhopal. Despite the long travel, the journey became deeply meaningful the moment we realized where we were headed. Chitrakoot is a sacred place mentioned in Ramayana during the period of Lord Rama's exile, particularly in the Ayodhya Kanda, when Rama, Sita and Lakshmana spent their 14 years exile in the forest there. Being in Chitrakoot was an emotional experience for all of us. The organizers graciously arranged for us to visit sacred sites include Ram Lakshman Kund and Sita Kund, along with caves and water bodies believed to be the resting places of Rama, Lakshmana and Sita during their time in exile. Standing in those places where devotion intertwined with history was profoundly moving. It felt like receiving a blessing that none of us will ever forget. Our performance in Chitrakoot was staged beside the sacred Ramghat along the banks of the Mandakini River, which is traditionally believed to be the place where Lord Rama performed the last rites for his father, King Dasharatha. Performing the Ramayana in such a sacred setting added a depth and meaning of words that can hardly describe. During the festival, Vihara Arts presented a multi-genre dance production titled Navarasa Ramayana. In this presentation, we explored the 9 emotional essences of Navarasas. The entire Ramayana festival experience was truly unforgettable. For Vihara Arts, it was a great honor and privilege to represent Malaysia on an international stage and to contribute to the cultural dialogue that the Ramayana continues to inspire across nations. This profound experience deeply moved us. When we returned to Malaysia, we felt inspired to bring this Ramayana journey home and share it to our audiences here. Therefore, we are proud to announce that Vihara Arts will be presenting Ramayana once again this year through the production Ramayanam, the Eternal Victory of Drama at the Panggung Seni Traditional organized by Jabatan Kebudayaan dan Kesenian Negara. The performances will take on 26 and 27 June 2026 at Malaysian Tourism Centre, Kuala Lumpur. We would like to warmly invite the Indian Cultural Centre, the Indian High Commissioner, all our esteemed friends who supported us on this journey to join us in Malaysia and relive the moments of Ramayana together with us again. We also would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to ICCR Kuala Lumpur, the Indian Embassy in Malaysia, and the Department of Culture, Government of Madhya Pradesh, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. We sincerely appreciate the excellent organization, the beautiful accommodation, comfortable transportation and the delicious food that was provided throughout our stay. We would like to extend our special thanks to Ms. Vijayalakshmi Sundarajan for believing in us, Ms. Smita from ICCR for assisting us with travel and documentation, Mr. Bala for his continuous support, and Mr. Ashutosh Malviya, the program in charge, for his tireless effort in taking care of us during our time in both Bhopal and Chitrakoot. We would also like to acknowledge and credit the artistic inspiration behind some of the works we performed. Our sincere appreciation goes to Madhura Natya Mamani, Srimati Guruvayur Ushaduri of Lasya Arts for the powerful choreography of Ravaneshwaran that was presented there. We also extend our gratitude to Kalai Mamani, Guru Srimati Sri Kala Bharat and Super Audio Madras Private Limited Chennai for the beautiful musical composition of Sita Kalyanam. Once again, we thank everyone who made this journey possible. The Ramayana Festival was not just a performance opportunity, it was a spiritual, cultural and artistic milestone for Vihara Arts. With gratitude and pride, we carry these memories with us as we continue our mission of promoting classical Indian arts in Malaysia and beyond. Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muniswaran, for sharing about your wonderful journey in India and the experience of performing the timeless epic of Ramayana. Our next presentation is a lively group Kathak composition titled Tunga Tunga, music composed by the legendary Kathak maestro Pandit Birju Maharaj. This piece beautifully depicts the joyful dance of Lord Krishna and Gopis, celebrating a rhythm, devotion and the festive spirit of Vrindavan. Presenting Kathak performance by Ms. Priyadarshini Sanyal, Kathak teacher NSCBICC, along with her students.
पीत बसन केसरिया के रंग कर बंसी श्री कृष्ण सुहाए लचक चलत चंचल चपल चाल सावरी सूरत मन ही लुभाए सावरी सूरत मन ही लुभाए सावरी सूरत मन ही लुभाए दिग तक धरी संग राधे गोपियों मंग भरी भरी लेद पलटा पग धरी संग राधे गोपियों मंग भरी भरी लेद पलटा पग धरी तग धरी श्री कृष्ण निर्दत तुंग 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 तुंगता कुंडल श्रवण माथे तिलक कुंडल श्रवण माथे तिलक पग पर बाजत पैंजनी नूपुर झन 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 कर नूपुर झन 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 कर बाजी मधुर धुन बांसुरी बाजी मधुर धुन बांसुरी 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 श्री कृष्ण निर्दत तुंग 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 तुंगता तत्तरिगित तदिजे तत्त जनक जनक जन 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 जननन तद्दीपिन तकतान्ते ता तुंगा तुंगा ता तुंगा दिगि 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 तो ता अत्ता ता 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 दन से अत्ता ता 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 दन से अत्ता ता 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 दन से तक धिनक देखे तान किदक दे तान घिट घिट जगिन ता तक धिनक देखे तान किदक दे तान घिट घिट जगिन ता गति बढ़त तान ही संग शोभित प्रीत की लागी झरी लागी झरी लागी झरी श्री कृष्ण निर्दत तुंग 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 तुंगता तुंग दिग दिग तुंग ता तुंग तुंग जब झांझरी धन धन कहत ब्रज श्याम धन 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 कहत ब्रज श्याम धन ब्रज धाम सुख बरसत झरी ब्रज धाम सुख बरसत झरी बरसत झरी बरसत झरी श्री कृष्ण निरतन भूंग भूंग राम दिग दिग जग हरि सनुराधे गोपी उमंग भरी भरी लेत करता पद धरि सनुराधे गोपी उमंग भरी भरी लेत करता पद धरि पद धरि पद धरि श्री कृष्ण निरतन भूंग 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 भूंग
A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Ms. Priyadashini Sanya and the students of NSCBICC for this wonderful performance and bringing to life Tunga Tunga. Thank you very much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our next segment, we'll have the felicitation of our dignitaries now. I'd like to invite His Excellency Shri B.N. Reddy, High Commissioner of India to Malaysia, to the stage, along with Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Sundararajan, the Director of the NSCBICC, to kindly join His Excellency on stage, please. I'd like to invite our chief guest for today, YB Tuan Yuneshwaran Ramraj, to kindly come up to the stage, please. Request His Excellency to kindly felicitate YB. I request the dignitaries to kindly remain on stage. Request the dignitaries to kindly remain on stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Young Amak Mulya Tunku Zain Al Abidin Ibni Tunku Muhris, the ICCR Distinguished Visitor to India, to come up to the stage, please. I'd like to request His Excellency to kindly felicitate Tunku, please. Request Tunku to kindly remain on stage. Request Tunku to kindly remain on stage. I would now like to invite Dr. Naglendran to kindly come up to the stage. Dr. Naglendran, Secretary General, Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Government of Malaysia, to be felicitated by His Excellency. Request Dato to kindly remain on stage. I would now like to invite Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim, Chairman Sutra Foundation, to come up to the stage, please. Request His Excellency to kindly felicitate Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim. Request Dato to kindly remain on stage, please. Now I'd like to request Dato B. Sahadevan to kindly come up to the stage. Dato B. Sahadevan, felicitated by His Excellency.
Excuse me.
Request everyone to join for a group photograph, please. The dignitaries on stage for a group photograph. Request Madam Lalita Devi and Datin to kindly come up to the stage, please. And Madam Christina Ayu. Request YB, His Excellency and Madam Director Vijay Lakshmi Sundarajan to kindly remain on stage. I request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Master Munishwaran Palsami to kindly come up to the stage, the founding member and choreographer, Vihara Arts Malaysia, to be felicitated by His Excellency. Dignitaries to kindly remain on stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, our sincere gratitude to all the gurus and the artists for their performances today, and to all the cultural bodies who have been associating with us throughout the year. This day wouldn't have been possible without your unwavering support. I now request Ms. Ambika Nagledran to kindly come up to the stage, accompanied by Ms. Sangeeta Namashivayam, Founder Director of Kalpana Dance Theatre. Ms. Ambika and Ms. Sangeeta Namashivayam of Kalpana Dance Theatre. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Ms. Sangeeta and Ms. Ambika. Thank you, Ms. Sangeeta. Thank you, Ms. Ambika. I would now like to invite Ms. Danishta Samaria, teacher of the Indian Culture Yoga, to kindly come up to the stage, and along with the students, I'd like to call upon the students to join the teacher for a group photograph, please. Shalika Saraswati Muniandi, Divyashri, Sangeeta Suvarna Gangaraj, Master Surendran, Mahendran Vijin, Vigneshwari and Kaira Garg.
Excuse me, phones. Excuse me.
Thank you to the yoga performers. Request the dignitaries to kindly remain on stage. I request the yoga performers to kindly take their seats. Request the dignitaries to kindly be on stage. I'd like to call upon Ms. Priyadarshini Sanya, teacher of the Indian Culture Kathak, to kindly come up. Ms. Priyadarshini Sanya. I'd like to call upon her students as well. Ms. Sonali, Shilpa, Mugila, Dhanapala Singham, Malati, Puvaneshwari, Tanakshmi, Shweta, Gitanjali, Tejashri, Ashwini, Mishalini and Hema Malini Pillai. Thank you, YB. Thank you, Your Excellency. Request YB and Excellency to kindly take their seats, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I have pleasure in inviting the person behind the wide outreach among the diaspora in Malaysia and the initiative of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center. Ms. Vijayalakshmi Sundarajan, Director of NSCBICC, to deliver the word of thanks.
Esteemed guest of honor, Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Sen, Alabidin Ibni Tunku Morais, Honorable Chief Guest, YB Tuan Yuneshwaran Ramaraj, Deputy Minister of National Unity, our guest of honor, Dato T.S. Dr. Nagulendran, Tanshi Dato Dr. R. Palan, who unfortunately had to leave early, Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim, Dato B. Sahadevan, distinguished guests, senior officials from MOTAC, JKKN, Aswara, members of Academia, revered gurus and representatives of the cultural institutions and community associations here, ICCR alumni, and my dear friends. On behalf of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Indian Cultural Center and the High Commission of India, it is my privilege to express our sincere gratitude to each one of you gracing this special occasion marking the 77th ICCR Day and the 15th anniversary of NSCBICC. Your presence here today and your steadfast support to all of us over the past 15 years has been invaluable in strengthening our shared commitment towards the promotion of Indian classical arts and cultural heritage in Malaysia. Your encouragement, your collaborations, and belief in the power of culture as a bridge between our people has helped us go that extra mile in promotion of our shared cultural heritage. I would also like to express our heartfelt appreciation to Ms. Shangita, founder of Kalpana Dance Theatre, and her talented student, Ms. Ambika Nagulengo, for their absolutely captivating performance today. My sincere compliments also to the teachers of culture of NSCBICC and our talented students for all their hard work for the past so many days and months that ultimately culminated in the heartwarming performances that you witnessed a little while ago. Our thanks also to all the distinguished speakers of today's evening for sharing their experiences with us. I further take this opportunity to acknowledge the tireless efforts of the entire NSCB team, led by our program officer, Mr. Kuala. The commitment and dedication of this very small team of just 5 members, including Smita, Yashila, Mugen, Muthu, and Karan, they are the backbone of all our events and efforts. We are also very grateful to the excellent support extended by the officials from the Community Affairs Wing, Padmini and Ramya, and Culture Wing, Ms. Putturaku and Mr. Shubham, from the High Commission of India for today's event. It goes without saying that without the guidance and continuous support of our beloved High Commissioner, so many of our efforts would have not borne fruit. I thank all of you once again for your precious time, your presence, and your continued partnership with us. We at NSCBICC and the High Commission of India look forward to strengthening this already close relationship in the years ahead as we work together to further the reach of Indian arts, culture, and heritage in Malaysia. Thank you, Nanjing. Thank you very much, Madam. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we have come to the end of today's program. On behalf of NSCBICC, I'd like to convey our gratitude to each and every one of you present here, to all the gurus, the teachers, the artists, the dignitaries, the Rasikas who have joined us today to make this event a success. We look forward to meeting you all in our upcoming events. Refreshments will be served in a while. Please enjoy. Till we meet again, I wish you all